Hey guys, a bunch of people want to buy the websites now that we made them cheap and made it possible for you to stack them, but then they hit me up and say, how do I choose? Where do I go? Let me just go ahead and walk you through a concept like that. So this is one way to go, and it's as good as any other. If you have no idea what you want to sell, but you want to build something good up. So start by going to a site like empireflippers.com and then go to their marketplace and scroll down and keep hitting the show more button. And you can see all these different topics, right? This is a place where people build up their websites and then sell them. And usually, here's the thing, these are informational websites. Bed and bath, equipment, and sports. It's informational. So they have a bunch of pages on one or more websites. I've checked some of these listings, and these guys, often they sell the stack of websites that they built up together that are working together to draw a lot of traffic, from which some click on whatever their ads are. They're different various ads that they have spread through the website on all the pages, say. Some of the guys monetize through Amazon FBA. Some of the guys monetize through display advertising, maybe Amazon affiliates, associates. You can see up here, right? So everyone's a little different that way. But here's the concept. Websites that show up in the organics are not based on, hey, buy my thing. That's not what the website is about. The website is, oh, you have questions? Well, we have answers, right? And that's it. That's it. So then when people see, when they ask a question on Google and your link shows up and they click on it because it looks like the right thing for them or interesting information for them, they click on it and they start reading, your ads or offers kind of fill in on the pages, and they can either relate to the pages or not. Totally up to you. Okay? So some people, when they have a cluster of websites, some of the websites are in their particular industry. For example, if you set up a gardening website, then what would you sell on it, do you think? Gardening stuff, gardening tools, gardening supplies, training guides and stuff on how to grow a redder tomato and so on. You would sell gardening stuff if you want it on a gardening site. Now, does it have to be gardening stuff that you sell on the gardening site? No, it could be anything under the sun, right? Ads are ads. So you want to sell something applicable to your market, applicable to some percentage of the readers. And so let me just continue with that. But it's nice when you can make your website about the kind of topic you want to promote. So let me just show you right now. I'm going to do a search for pets on this system, the page here, okay? Pet care, all right? Pets. This site is being sold for $500,000, okay? These guys are turning their virtual real estate into real estate now that they build up these websites and they're selling them off. Okay? It's making however much revenue, it's making however much profit, and they're selling it for however many months worth at once of the sale, right? So that's the way you can collect many months of payments in 1 month, right? Just all of a sudden. Now, before I get too far, does that mean that we're going to be building up $500,000 websites and put them in here and hope they sell and have to go through a lot of steps? No. There is no reason you need to go that far. If you're walking in and you make the website worth like 20, 30 times as much as it was before as what you paid for it, then you can sell it really fast, even if you're just selling it for something like 3 months worth of income. But you know how compounding works, right? Well, what if you can compound a process that takes about 3 months, maybe 4, and you just compound it? So say it takes 4 months and you can compound 3 times during a year. Say each time you're selling it for 10 times what you put into it. Then the first round you sell, you get 10 times your money back. Say you put it all back in to go even harder and better and bigger and faster and whatever else. Now you got 100 times back. And then by the end of the year, you could be at 1,000 times back. Doesn't mean that you're going to really grow like that. No need, no real reason. But the fact of the matter is you can, right? So you can take this very comfortably. It's a really good way to roll. Now, let me just show you through this process because it's so stupid simple. So there are several sites like this, okay? And they're selling for different amounts just based on how well they've been doing. There's a $250,000 one, so I have a $500,000 one, okay? Here's one for $183,000, whatever. You know, so there are people, I checked, there are sites on here being sold for like $26,000, okay, that are worth it, okay? And this is just one place. I mean, there are a lot of places Take a look at the cute hamster there. There are a lot of places where websites can be sold, and there are a lot of people it can be sold to. If you're selling something that relates to the website and it's for a nationwide supplier or a ClickBank offer or something like that, Amazon store, then many people are going to want to pick it up for their own thing, especially if they're in the same market. They might want to take your ads and throw them away, put their own ads in there instead because they know it sells better than you. Especially if it's in their market. They might want to just buy your site to put their own ads in there. Okay. Let's say we're going to settle on pets, okay? So you just decided pets, why not? Let's take a look at some keyword searches real fast. So I looked up a few. Dog tips, just general. I want to get an idea, like how many are near me. And I did some filtering to look up really easy to get keywords, like a keyword difficulty of 15. So if we're going for a keyword difficulty of 15, our domain rating really needs to be about what? A 22, 20, 18, something in there, and then we're good to go. We can do that, okay, for a keyword like that. And that's got 600 searches just off the one topic. So if you find something where you can sell the guide or the video series or whatever it is that teaches people how to handle their aggressive dogs, right, or gives them tips and tricks or something, then all of a sudden you've got 600 people you can capture to a keyword like that if your website's about pets. And you've got a bunch of pages about dogs, and you're writing a bunch of these pages. Many of these are informational topics. How much should you tip your dog groomer? Gets 185 searches a month. So do you know how easy it would be to write a page about that? Because do you think anyone's competing for it? No, it's not a money keyword. But you know what? That's what makes it great. All you have to do is rank up there once, and you're probably going to get to sit up there with extremely little competition fighting back against you. And yet, for those 180 people searching, okay, you can sell, I don't know, dog grooming tools. You can sell dog grooming tips, but you can just sell dog stuff. You can sell dog bowls, dog toys, dog clothing, dog whatever, on these pages, you just have ads. Does it have to be for dogs? No. You know what it could be for? Popsicles. It could be for anything that applies to the general reading market. It could be roof repair in your area. It's really crazy how far we can go with that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just saying, if you stick with the general topic, then you got a better match. And how cool is that? Now, dog tips, simple keywords, easy to reach. That's 4,000 searches a month almost, 3,910 in this case. I'm sure I can find some more terms around that. Now, 4,000 for that. Let's do cat training. Isn't that a weird one? 10,300 more for that. So we're up to 14,000 plus searches that we can go for, right? And I even threw in gerbil care just for the sheer fun of it. 827 searches for things like gerbil care, how to take care of gerbils, how to take care of a gerbil. Adds up, 360 searches, 135, 90 per month, right? This recurring revenue streams you're building up by showing up for those keywords with your website, your new website you're about to build. So now, let me take it to the side. We've got the idea. We know the kinds of keywords we can go after that are low-hanging fruit, and we know that we're going to do it for pets. Where do we find pet stuff to sell? Freaking anywhere. I can go into ClickBank and just go to accounts so I can see what my nickname is because I never use this. I sell my own stuff. But if you're not selling your own stuff, you got to sell something. So you would log into your ClickBank account that you created for free and look up your nickname for free. And then you go to the affiliate marketplace like so, and you start by doing a search for something like pets. Okay. Oh, let me see. The kind of money, average commission earned per conversion. This is the kind of money you could get for every sale from this. We could throw that into the mix for the heck of it. We'll skip this one maybe, right? We'll throw this into the mix. We'll throw that into the mix. We'll skip that. We'll throw that into the mix. Why? And this big old guy here, see what we can get with that. Why? Because if we put a bunch of ads through our pages, we just sort of cycle through them, which is really easy, but we're going to do that through our links. What's going to happen? we are going to see what's pulling the best, right? Check that out. That was for pets. What if I just do like dogs directly, right? Look at this. I got 20 results for dogs. And there's a bunch of other things. Do I have to sell it all? No, I can just pick a few. Whatever I want to go off of. There's a couple of pages here. What else? Let me see about cats, right? I got stuff to sell for cats. Right? So here you have it. I don't know why Secrets to Dog Training is in the cat section, but they had other ones here for cats. Okay, Cat Language Bible, how to finally speak cat. That's cool. That's cool. Now what? Well, I clicked on one of these for dogs just to see what it would look like, right? So I went through the affiliate section, saw what they had to say, and I thought, that's kind of cool. I could put this up. This is what people would see. So when you build your website and you have pages like, okay, let's talk dogs. You have pages about dog stuff. Dog stuff. In the middle of like, could be every single page, there can be one of these images, okay? And so I might think, wow, I'm going to use this as a clickable link where somebody's going to start reading and then they see this cool thing. Maybe I'll shrink down the image a bit for myself. And I'm going to go ahead and make it clickable to my affiliate hop link. And that's it. That's all I have to do. Then I just have to get that up on the pages. So I might take a screen capture tool or an image capture tool, do something like this, right? Voila. Now I've got my banner image. Then what will I do? I might resize the thing down a little bit, you know? Instead of the width being like 1126 pixels, I might just take it down to like 600 by whatever it is, 415, right? And that way it looks like this on the page, right? How's that for cool? And the ads we put in, we just put some kind of a title above it, some kind of closing wording below it to get your attention on it, right? And that way people have a reason to say, you know what? That's interesting. Let me see that. Right? And then all you have to do is get a lot of people on the pages. Remember how we were adding 10,000 and 4,000 and 867? Get these 15,000 people a month to hit your pages and read them. If you could get all of them, which takes at least 10 websites to do, but if you can get them, you know, I'm just telling you, even off those stupid simple searches, that wasn't exhaustive. That was a toe in the water easy. So say you work your way up 15,000 clicks a month. What happens? 15,000 people see this thing who are all about dogs, all right? We're going to talk about the dog section of the website doing 15,000 a month because it's not hard. So now what? 15,000 dog owners see this thing. How many are going to want to click on it? I don't care. You want to name me a percentage? 3? I don't care. So 15,000 times 0.03. Boom. That's 450 people clicking on it. What if 50 purchases happen? What did they say got sold by the month on that thing? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's 50 times 22 bucks. It's 1,100 bucks a month. Wow. What if you're doing that times several websites in parallel? What if you get 2, 3, 4 websites in parallel going? Man, you could be making 22,000 a month, 33,000 a month, 44,000 a month. You know, I'm sort of averaging it all out here. All right. Do you get the idea? And that's just one of your income sources. How long would it take you to set this whole thing up if you were pressed to do it? Someone had a gun to your head and said, you must make this business right now. Start by choosing an industry like pets and then go forward from there. Yeah, I know you're all thumbs because you haven't done it before, but literally you can have this live in a day. I'm not kidding. All right, check this out. Now that I understand that I'm going to do something like this, I'm going to go to Spamzilla. All right, so far, I'm assuming you have some accounts. And we are offering sort of like group access to some of these things. So like SpyFu is part of a group access that we can give you when you're getting one of our tools, so you don't have to pay full price for it. So then you can get in and you can check this stuff out, okay? Which just takes minutes, really, to get the idea. Set a couple of filters and see what the results are. See if it adds up to enough to be worth your time, right? Heck yeah, just on sheer volume of people coming through simple to easy keywords that are not being competed for. Okay, we're assuming you have that. We're assuming that you went and got yourself a free ClickBank account or something similar. Doesn't need to be ClickBank. There, you know, Amazon, you can set up stores. You can go to, I think Walmart these days and set up stores. You can go to, hello, there's what? Commission Junction. There's Offer Vault. There's so many places. Even Target has a link in the footer for affiliates. At least they used to. I don't know if they still do, but they probably do. I don't know why they wouldn't. They should. I'm sure they do. Usually when you land on the site, you scroll to the bottom and look in the footer for a link for affiliates, because that's what they do. They make it a small print link in the footer often because they don't want it to interfere with the main business, but they know that affiliates who are savvy know to look in the footer for the link. Okay, having said that, I go to Spamzilla. I could do almost nothing for a filter. All I want to know is websites that are available like right now for regular prices, okay? And they're in English, okay? I'm really not worried about the rest. I'm not even worried about the spam, because in the old days we used to be worried about this. But we're not worried about it anymore. Do you know why? Google gets that. Google sees that if the next pages that you put up on your website, are not about Viagra, they're about whatever the website's supposed to be about, Google knows that's where you're going, and the other links are just attaching them, so they're backlinking for the wrong reasons. That's not on you, so don't worry about it. But you know what I like? Look at this. Cute Pet Zone, or Cute Pets 1, whatever. It almost looks like Cute Pet Zone, but it's with an S. It's got an Ahrefs domain rating of 47 when I sorted, because I did a search for pets. I could do pets. I get pets in the domain names. I could do dog. Dogs, get dog or dogs in the domain names. Cat or cats in the domain name. Gerbils in the domain name. See what I can find, right? There's 6,500 of these to take a look at, and so I'll just sort. If you don't have access to Ahrefs on your Spamzilla account, because it would assume that you have an Ahrefs account, what do? Get a Majestic or look at the Majestic referring domains, because it's a good enough number to go after, right? That's a good thing that you can look at. You can also look at the Moz numbers. I don't have a Moz account attached to this, but if I see something for the Majestic domains and the Moz domains, both, I'm probably going to be content that the Ahrefs would be good for that. That's usually what you see. In my case, I'm just going to go with that flow. Okay, having said that, I, for one, do use Ahrefs. So you know what I did? I went ahead and threw this thing in there to just check that out. And yeah, it's a domain rating for real of like 35 right now. And with that 35, that's only with 37 websites linking to it. You know what that means? Clean match. Huge. I love this, okay? It doesn't mean that's an exact one-to-one match, really. Maybe a few of these websites like that one aren't necessary at all. They may not bring any domain rating to this website, but then again, they might. See how this has got a domain rating of 13 all by itself? This one 9, that one 5. These are the two that are not adding to this at all, most likely, although I'd be careful about making that assumption up front. Sometimes DR0s actually do add some value. These feel oddball, well, I don't know what this whole angle is, but okay. This is a 63. I would not get rid of that. Anyway, that's huge. I'd buy this domain right now purely for the rating, even if I'm not going to do anything with pets for myself. I'll just create pages about pets on there anyway, because I already got the keywords I need right here and here and here. Do you know how easy it is with our websites to make pages, informational pages about all these keywords? You know what you do? You hit export all, copy keywords to the clipboard, open up a new notepad page, paste them in, okay? And that's basically it. When you go to your website, okay, there is a way for those of you who are paying annually on the website, you can download Excel, paste these in, upload Excel, and hit go. There's some other small settings you make, like how many words you want per page max, and you hit go. And you know what? Your website will create all those pages for you automatically. I mean, while you're taking off and doing other things, do whatever you want. Go shop. Go to sleep. And when you wake up or come back home, it's all done. So what do you do then? You hit a few more buttons inside your admin panel. It'll create the table of contents on every single one of those pages. It'll create the previous next page links on every single one of those pages. Little things like that. And when you build the front end of the website, It's got a single button that'll connect the pages to the read more links on the front end for you. Nuts for powerful, okay? So all that means is you don't have to do the work really. Just get rid of dumb keywords. YouTube, Cat Stevens, Peace Train. I don't know that I would write about that. It sounds to me like somebody just wants the video on YouTube, right? But having said that, yeah, like that right there. I just kill some of these before I run it. Does it really matter if you kill them or not? No, you can put them in. Google's not going to ding you for having pages that don't show up for anything. Okay, you can write a page about whatever you want. So just write them. There is a cost to the writing of the pages, but it's small inside our system. And I'll go over that when I go over the pricing later on in the other video. But the whole point is that all of this was made affordable and easy for you to actually expand on. Because what do you think the second thing you want to do is? When you make one website, you're going to get a fraction of the volume. When you make a second website, go after the same keywords. In other words, you didn't even have to work harder. You just copied the same list in again for the second website and then copy it for the third, say, if you got 3. You get more and more of the volume. You know who wants to see that? Somebody who would want to buy your cluster of websites from you that are all going after the same keywords, because you want to be all of the top 10 spots if you can for as many keywords as possible. So if you get 10 websites, you might be capturing all of the 600 and all of the 570. Is that really true? No, because you're going to capture some other hits from keywords that are not in this list. You're going to not quite get all the ones that are in this list. You know, it's not exact. I'm going to get that 600 plus 570 plus 540 per se, but will you get tens of thousands of visitors a month? Yeah. If you're not getting enough visitors, what do? Look up a few more keywords. Come up with a couple other ideas. I'd put in cat training, put in cat tips. See if you can find some keywords you didn't write about yet. You want to make your pages rank higher? Use the same keyword list and set it, instead of creating the page, set it to append new content to the page. Hit the button again. It goes back into the same pages and adds some more stuff to the bottom that's different than what it put before, because we give you queries to make sure of that. So you know what that means? You keep making your pages better just at the press of a button. Again, go to the store. Go sleep. Go hike. Whatever you want to do. Because this is happening on its own behind your back. And you come back and turn off table of contents and then hit it back on again. And now they're longer because they cover all the extra topics on the pages. How's that for neat? Then throw in a few more pages. I mean, it's all so push button now. Okay? Add some more pages, append some more stuff to them. Add some more pages, append some more stuff to all of them if you want. Can you set some of the pages to be active and some to be inactive right in your Excel file? Yeah. That way you can just decide what you want to update here and there. You don't have to always update all of it. How's that for cool? So anyway, yeah, I mean, this is a gimme. Anyone who buys this, what's the purpose of a domain rating 35? Look at the keyword difficulty. Nowhere near 35 for any of these. Heck, you could raise this. You don't even have to stick at 15 anymore if you got a domain rating at 35. You could change this up to like a 25. Let's see how high that 3.91 goes. 33,200 searches you can now be in the running for. Getting your share. What if this goes up? What do we say, 25? Let's see how it goes from 10,300. 59,500. So what if you got that website, that website, that website, and that website? They cost you like 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, so 50 bucks. Then you go get our templates, and then you grab these keywords like I'm showing you from SpyFu. And I will show you some more tricks, actually, when you get our templates to get even better. Like, you know you're going to rank for them before you do kind of thing. Where you do this search for, and I created some videos on it, like all in title comparatives, to see how many other guys are going after the keywords. Because there are many keywords that get a lot of volume, and nobody actually has that in their blueprint. You know, the page title, the browser title. And it's the page title, browser title, it's the same thing. And that means that when Google's trying to do that match, it really wants to match to the blueprint first. It's the first point of engagement for any searcher. So if you have a decent page about the topic, and you can always append more information, then what? Then just make sure your page title matches the keyword, which we make sure happens. So you'll take the list of keywords, run them through a filter, take the filtered results, those are your keywords, and hit go, and it'll generate the pages based on those, and you can append to them. But you've got the right low-hanging fruit keywords to go off of in the first place, so you're going to win with this. Okay, does that make sense? This is crazy, guys. And then do it with 2, 3, 4 websites next to each other. Just copy paste. If you can win it once, you can win it again. You can win it again. You can win it again. So you get your share of 600 volume for that keyword, but this also gets a share of that 6. That gets a share of it. That gets a share of it. However many websites you got, get a share of it. Does that make sense? And keep going after lots more keywords. Get all of those websites waving up at the same time. That's what we saw the big players doing. Multiple websites that look totally like competitors to each other, but they're owned by the same guys. And that's what they can do. They can tell the prospective buyer, hey, you've got pet supply store, pet training store, pet whatever it is, pet topics, pet anything, right? It could be a YouTuber who's huge, who teaches people about their pets, or just dogs, or just cats. Maybe that's all they're interested in from your website, right? But they would love to buy your website to put your ads in it, especially in the dog section. Or what if you had them pay you monthly, and they pay you to host their ads? And then the cat guys, they'll pay you to host their ads, wherever it is. PetSmart, pet stores, pay you to host their ads, right? Or they've got affiliate programs so you can put the ads in there and get the clicks and get your pay, right? Till you decide to flip it over to an investor, right? Who wants that kind of thing, because they also have their own pet options and they know what to do with it that you don't know. Okay, you getting the idea? So we started here, chose a niche, looked up some keywords just to make sure we felt like we were in the right place and that we could get really good traffic volume on some of these things. What is gerbils for 25? I'm just curious. 827, 1,360, right? Wow. And then what? Then we went and found some stuff to sell so that we could sign up for, get our links, and then copy some creatives that we're going to put into the page. We'll size the creatives down to a good size. And then when we run these up, we're going to upload the image, put our cursor where we want it to be on the page, and basically go insert image. Which image? That one. Double click. Image appears. Then click the image and go hyperlink this. It's like, where do you want it to click through to? Paste in your link. You're done. You're done. So you get that on a number of pages, and guess what that means? You are set. Okay? Now what? Now what? Okay. Now that you got these figured out, okay, the ones that are available now, by the way, just go into the filter up here. Let me do this for you real quick so that you can see it. When I do filters and I just want to go broad and pick from there, here's what I do. I like .com, .net, .info, .org, but not .biz. I think .biz is cheesy. I don't like it personally for most stuff I do unless I felt like it was a good fit. Now, country TLDs, we don't want any domains that belong to other countries because then Google gets confused. We're trying to sell in the US, so I'm going to deselect all those. Now what? Very little. I'm going to come down to domain source. It's got 2 tabs on it. I'm going to deselect everything on the marketplace domains tab. And for the expired, I only want expired domains, nothing else. Get it? I want expired domains and nothing else on any of these tabs here because I want them available now and dirt cheap. I kind of like to see, 100 results at a time on the page, maybe 200, just depends on my mood. Allow numbers and dashes, I don't have a problem with that. Sometimes the numbers are earlier years, you just got to skip them over. But sometimes the numbers make sense, This for profit, where it's a number 4, sometimes the numbers make some sense. Okay, site language, better be English. I'm going to deselect all and click on English. What about the anchor language, like for backlinks pointing in at your website? I like it to be English. I can deselect and hit all, but do you know what? I don't want to trip the system. You know how a bunch of links are spam? Well, I don't want it to not show me the domains because I'm going to lose domains that are really popular. The more popular you get, the more spam you tend to accrue. Spam, that's like a war scar from having climbed so high. Does that make sense? So usually I just want the site language to be English only for sure, but anchor language can be whatever the heck it's going to be. It could be Italian, French, Chinese, whatever it's going to be. Every backlink's going to be a different language, so I don't care. Now, that was it, guys. That's all I did here, all I did here, all I did here, and that. All I did here. I can do more search. I can do more tightening up if I get a lot of results. You know, I can say at least one citation and trust flow. I can say Ahref should be, unless you didn't connect Ahrefs. Then for Moz, you could say DA should be 1, but you're not going to put a limiter on PA. You might say SEMrush. You might say, well, you'll leave it alone. And that might be all you care about. So then what? You apply it. Okay. And it gives you only 24 domains for pets. But hey, man, you know, okay, you see what's up. By the way, guess what? I lost on my really high Ahrefs domain ratings because I got too constrictive. Isn't that funny? I did. I got too constrictive. I got to take a little bit of that back off of there. What the heck did I do that constricted it? Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe the citation, the trust flow. Oh, well. You know, but I want that DR, man. I'm telling you. For me, I want that DR, right? Okay, that helped a bit. I'd have to do a little more digging to get back to where I was, but I think you get the idea, right? All right, so I got my thing figured out. You go to GoDaddy or Network Solutions, wherever it is you've got your registrar, right? You got to buy domains somewhere. So get an account like that. So GoDaddy, free account, right? Just sign up, create an account if you don't have a GoDaddy account. That way you can buy domain names, right? And they're cheap. They're like $12.50 a year for the domain name. Think of it as a phone number you rented for $1 a month. Okay? All right. Now what? How valuable is it to do this pet snitch? I want to wrap this up real quick. The percentage of American households with at least one dog. Say I want my whole thing around dogs. I'm even going to do a search up here for dogs, right? I'm really focused on dogs. Say I'm going to do that, right? Not just pets, but dogs. See all this dog stuff? Right. So, percentage of American households with at least one dog. Dogs are the most popular pet in the U.S. Look at this. 65.1 million U.S. households own a dog. And then 46.5 own cats. So if you owned either a dog or a cat, everyone who owned a dog didn't own a cat and vice versa. That'd be 65 plus 46. You're talking about 110, 112 million households, right? And then fish, another 11 million. That's like 130, let's say 100 million altogether, you know. But anyway, 65 million households own a dog. How many households are in the U.S.? 123? Wait a minute. If there are households in the U.S., how many are in the U.S.? 123. Okay. How many own a dog? Half of them. You know what that does to open you up for anything you want to do for domains? You're going to get the main 1, 2, or 3, or 4, whatever it is that you want to get for dogs. And then if you only could find like 2 or 3 choices, but you want more choices, stretch it out. Go for pets. Okay? If that's not enough and you want to go for more, think about what you're selling. Are you selling training, supplies, organic food, healthy stuff? And if you're thinking pet food, if you're thinking organic pet food, right? Then try stuff like food, try stuff like organic. If you're selling training and tips, try stuff like tips, try stuff like training. You can have a website called thoughtfultipsandtraining.com. And it can be all about how to teach your dog. It doesn't have to be about anything else under the sun. Do you know that? Anything that's in the same niche as what you're doing is already good enough. And when you get backlinks, they can be from anywhere. I'm telling you to match niches for no reason. You can create a website about the best roller coasters to ride. And somebody has a story about Bob rode with me and Bob has a dog at home who eats well. I'm going to hyperlink dog who eats well and backlink it to the destination website to drive its domain rating higher. Why did I get the roller skating or the roller coaster website or whatever roller website that is? Because I had some really cool DR, really high DR. So I just said for one of the pages, you see you put the keywords in and use the queries. I adjusted a query. Said, write about comparing roller coaster rides, but talk about your buddy who owns a dog, or your son who owns a dog, your daughter who owns a dog. Also, and that way I get the excuse. I'm writing about the content for the website, plus I'm interjecting a little bit about what I need to create a backlink that'll match the topic over there, right? The whole world connects together. If you sell computers, what else could you sell? Webcams. So you can have a link to webcam stores. What else could you sell though? How about the microphones? You can link to the microphones. Or what else? The table the computer sits on. So you can link to the computer table store and computer chair store and the murals for the wall store and the flowers in the pot store and the rugs. You know, literally the whole world connects through a matter of degrees. Google knows that. So you can have backlinks from any sites to any sites. Which do you think I care about more? The industry or the domain rating? The domain rating. You know why? How long does it take to make a website from scratch with a domain rating of 35? Say you're the one to buy it one day. You're the one who thought up the name. You went to GoDaddy and create a brand new website. That starts off as a domain rating of 0 and will tend to stay there for most of a year. Half a year anyway. You know, almost no matter what, because it's in the sandbox. How long does it really take to get a domain rating at 35 on a brand new website? A year? 2? Usually 2? Like 2 years? Year and a half? So, wow. The idea that you can get ahead by a year and a half by simply buying it from someone else, and your only job is to put some content on that website that relates to whatever it's about. But so what? Because we use our queries for GPT and we tell it, write about this stuff, but interject some of that stuff. Write another page about this stuff, but interject a little of that stuff. That way I can create backlinks over here and backlinks over there. I can service several people with backlinks from websites that have content for everything and everyone. And yet I'm still writing about what the website's about. Isn't that cool? All right. Like I said, if somebody put a gun to your head and said, you must do this as fast as you can, do you know how fast you can do it? Go look up something, choose something, pets, go look up some keywords that are like, oh yeah, heck, I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to roll with cats. I'm going to make it a cat website, you know. And then you go find cat stuff for sale. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to sign up, which takes nothing. In ClickBank, you just create your hop links mostly, right? Then you go get yourself your banner. What I do, I just used the tool really, and I captured this and I popped it open and then I resized it and I'm going to save it and I'm going to upload it to the website and I'm just going to stick it in different pages, right? Then I'm going to hyperlink it to that hop link. I could do that with a bunch of things. I could use a bunch of products. I could use different offers from ClickBank and or OfferVault and or anywhere else, Target, Walmart, Amazon, and I could grab myself a picture in each case, just make a picture, you know, and then put something above and below the image maybe to draw attention to it and have it hyperlinked to my affiliate link. That way I can just keep making pages to capture all this traffic, add it up, get your sales, right? So go by the domain names, point the name servers where we tell you when you're getting the websites from us, and you know you're in the game. Okay, I'm going to point this out, website-installer.com. When you want to get independent templates, don't go to new templates anymore because it's just some of them, but you're on the home page. If you're going after templates for yourself, click the XFOG category, which should really be renamed standard templates. That's all it is. Or click new releases, which is actually this. But you can check them out. What's the real difference? These are standard templates. These are maximized for page speed. There's a trade-off. The standard templates look a lot cooler. The maximized for page speed perform a lot better in terms of page speed. We checked with Google. How important is page speed? It's important. Is it perfectly paramount? No, it's not. Page speed really, or Google really just comes down on red more than yellow or green, because a lot of people are yelling and arguing about, hey, you have to be rich to get this website up into the green. But having said that, I do believe that using the better page speed websites just means you've got that kind of leverage on your site. If you do the other things right on your website that you would do on a standard template, I think you'll have a big edge. But for those of you who say looks matter, then go here, the one currently marked XFOG, okay? Until we call it standard again. Now, one word to the wise. Most of the people who are doing these searches and landing on these pages, like these people who land on your page about this, will never see the front page of your website. They'll never see all this design. For example, if these are the designs, the images, we'll help you trade them out for whatever your industry is, right? That's part of our servicing. Okay, these are the two sets. These are the faster ones. They will never see any of it. You know what they're going to see? An inner page. It's the page where the topic's happening, right? They'll land on the page that matches the topic, which is one of your many pages inside your website. They all look alike. Every website, the inner pages look alike. Okay, same here. All the inner pages look alike for every template there is, basically. It's only the front page that looks different. Okay, and most people will never see it on these informational websites. So don't worry too much about that. I think you should get at least one that's maximized for page speed and back it up with however many more you can afford that are not maximized for page speed, but that look good only because they're cheaper. These are cheaper than these, okay? But they're all pretty cheap because we set this thing up to make this work. Now, having said that, I want to point one last thing out. We're doing professional services. It's stuff where we do for you or we do part of it for you, right? Which is going live too. So just take a note of the date because this stuff is all pretty much going live by tomorrow. I was waiting for one last piece. I needed a drop-down option inside a payment button, and that's going to be done tomorrow. And then pretty much all the stuff goes live, and we're going to open up, and they're going to be the cheapest prices. We're going to open with the cheapest stuff in the beginning, get people in, get them going, make sure we're answering their questions. You're going to want to buy now, and you're going to want to roll with this because working our websites is going to be easier than probably any other website you've ever worked, and all the functions are there. You want to plug in a newsletter? That's easy. You want to plug in payment options? That's easy. You want to plug in Calendly? That's easy. I mean, there are a lot of options. You want to have a welcome pop-up or an exit pop-up. You want to have the little bar that floats on the side when people scroll up and down that always reminds them of something. You want the bar at the bottom or the top that says join our live webinar. And, it's right there. You can literally do that anytime while you're doing all the rest of the content. So these are incredibly flexible, powerful websites. And they do their own tracking internally, and they track the difference between humans and bots. They actually watch how far down people scroll on the pages, and the reports can be downloaded. You can see how your website performs and what your best performing pages are. Okay? And how many are human and how many are bots, so you always know the truth, right? You always know what's going on. Not just that. Your websites can be programmed with goals by the page. You can put a video in. If people are not scrolling down far enough to see the video, your website can decide eventually to move the video up all by itself. It'll know how to do it. Okay? If people if you have a newsletter up high and people always pass it, your website will know to move the newsletter down. How's that? You can set these goals. Isn't that nuts? This stuff is built into the website so that the websites can mastermind these decisions on a page-by-page basis where every page is unique. So the video will be in a whole different place per page because, yeah, it's a different topic. It's different way people are reacting emotionally to the content. So then the video should be in a different place on every page, just wherever it makes the most sense, wherever it gets the best reaction. Same with your newsletter. It should be down far enough that people don't think, I'm going to skip that because I don't even know who you are yet. I'm just going to keep reading the content around you. But if you get it down lower, then when people are pretty much done reading the content, they're like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's where you want the newsletter to be, right? So all this stuff is handled in your website automatically. You just got to tell what you want. So cool. And you do that with a few websites, and your websites actually can improve your ROI for you. And we have more tools coming out all the time, and we can push them into the templates for you, and they'll just allow you to do the work so much better. Table of contents. For people to create that by hand is insane. We hit one button, it creates on all the pages for you. The previous next links, you hit one button, it creates all of them for you, for all of the pages with clickable browser titles. So it's using anchor text, not just the word previous and next. No, it's using the actual browser titles so that people know what they're clicking, and so Google recognizes that as the internal anchor text page by page. All of your pages are knitted together, and Google sees the value of it, and that's huge. It allows you to show up for many more keywords on these websites. Okay? We do a lot, and you're going to want to be part of it. Okay, just letting you know. I'll be doing a video soon on the payment options, and I'll walk through everything we got going on, and this includes access to those die-hard tools, so like Ahrefs, so that you can actually let Ahrefs, SpyFu, and so on tell you what you need to do. They'll tell you, and you can be like, oh, I didn't realize that, but now it makes sense now that you're showing it to me, right? So between that and the fact that your websites can back you by making their own logical decisions, that's huge. And then you can plug and play whatever you want. That's huge. Okay, so yeah, just letting you know, there's so many ways to move forward with this. Okay.